Shuckalugga kapow, how's it going, old schoolers? You're kicking it old school with Russell J.S, and I am your host, Russell J.S. So I dropped my hair tie on the floor here. That's okay, I'll pick that up. I'm doing another album battle. I'm putting two of the greatest hard rock bands of all time up against each other, two of their not so great albums. But you know what? They're great to some people, they suck to others, but to me they're okay. They're kind of, at the point where I felt both bands have done better than these albums, but it's not my department, not my opinion. What am I talking about? I want to say Led Zeppelin In Through the Outdoor versus Black Sabbath Never Say Die. Now, this is going to be a first ever where on Kickin' It Old School, an album that has only 7 songs going up against an album with 9 songs. And I want to go ahead and discuss the history. Some of you are going to say, oh my God, you're once again putting Ozzy against Robert Plant. Robert Plant sucks and blah. That's your opinion. That's cool if you think that way. That is your opinion. I'm not going to judge you. There's no judgment here. Just want everybody to have a good time and kick it old school with me. And, it's like they all had their fair share of success. Everybody's got a favorite thing. Everybody's got their own thing. But, I want to go ahead and I want to put these bad Oscars up against one another, and we'll see which one is superior. In the case of Led Zeppelin In Through the Outdoor versus Black Sabbath Never Say Die, let's check these bad Oscars out, see if they rank up, shall we? And remember, if you're new to the channel, hit a like, subscribe, leave comments in that box down below, ring that bell for notifications, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your colleagues, even your pets, your grandma, your grandpa, whoever. Let's build this this channel up. And without further ado, let's check these bad Oscars out, see which one is better, shall we? Okay, In the Evening versus Never Say Die. You know what? Both those songs rule. They are killer. So I give them each a point. Southbound Suarez versus Johnny Blade. They both rule. They both are killer. I had to go ahead and give them another point. Fool in the Rain versus Junior's Eyes. I mean, this is a tie right now. I mean, so far, up another point for both. So that means 3 for Zeppelin and 3 for Sabbath. Carousel Labra versus Shockwave. You know what? Carousel Labra rules. It is better than Shockwave. So once again, there's a point there. Oh wait, I forgot Hot Dog versus The Hard Road. You know what? Hot Dog is not that great. So, there you go. There's a point. Now, Carousel Labra, I already said that one. Now, here's the thing. All My Love versus Air Dance. Now, I can relate to All of My Love. I mean, you all know what happened to me about 4 years ago when I was kicked out of my daughter's life. I'm not wanting to bring anybody down. Don't worry. I've healed from it. And I say a lot of prayers to one day see my daughter again when she probably when she gets older. But Robert Plant wrote that song in particular because somewhere before this album came out, his son died from some bronchial, disorder in his lung. I don't remember what it is. All you Zeppelin fans out there, if you know, put it in the comments box. But when I hear that song, it gets me right here. And it makes me think of my kid. And I can relate to, even though my daughter did not die, she is still alive and well. But still, anybody who has ever lost a child can probably, in any kind of way, can probably be relatable to this. So I got to go ahead and give both All My Love and Air Dance a point, because Air Dance rocks. It rules. I'm going to Crawl versus Over to You. I got to go ahead and give the point to both of them. Okay, let's see. Breakout versus Swinging the Chain. Now, there's 2 blank spaces, and I'm not a big fan of either Breakout or, well, actually, I do like Breakout, so, there's a point right there. And Swinging the Chain, no, not a big fan. Not a big fan at all whatsoever. I made a mistake right there. Hey, I'm only human. So, here's where we're at. You got Led Zeppelin with 7 points, Black Sabbath with 8 points. And you know what that means? That's it right here. There you have it. And in true fashion, look. Black Sabbath is the winner. Okay, that was an album by album I was looking forward to do. I mean, none of these albums to me are the best of both these bands. Both bands have done better, but in this battle, it turned out one album was better than the other. So okay, that's fair. It is what it is. And you know what? That makes it, I'm sure all the Sabbath fans will be happy, the diehards who think Sabbath is better than Zeppelin. Me, I don't think either one of them is better than the other. I love them both equally. I grew up on classic rock because there was a time when I was really getting into heavy metal music. And, being in a devout Christian family, my mother had detested some of the music I listened to. Because, she heard from her friends, oh, beware of what he's listening to. It could be devil music and blah, blah, blah. So I went ahead and back to, that's where I got into the likes of bands like Led Zeppelin, The Doors, Hendrix, The Beatles, The Stones, Aerosmith, Rush, Blue Oyster Cult, just to fly under that radar. I mean, now don't think for 1 minute the stuff my mother wouldn't allow me to have. Don't think I was not finding a way to get it. Believe me, there are alternatives to fly under mom and dad's radar when you're a teenager. You know what I'm saying? But, those are those learning years. You know what I'm saying? But at any rate, Black Sabbath is the winner in this part 2 battle of Led Zeppelin versus Sabbath. If you remember, last time I put Sabbath and Zeppelin against each other, it was Houses of the Holy versus Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. And I think I'm going to have to go back to that video. I think Sabbath won that one as well. I'm not sure. I mean, go back to the videos and see. I'm going to go back to them myself. I've been going through a lot of the videos lately, just looking back. Can you believe it's almost been 10 years since I started doing this channel? I went by my surname, my full name, and then I went ahead and came up with a cool kind of a corny stage name, called myself Dr. Old School, and called it Kickin' It Old School with Dr. Old School. And then when the pandemic happened, I kind of went through a depression like we all did at that time. And I can remember just being bored, and I was watching the videos, and I'm like, yeah, Dr. Old School doesn't seem to cut it. What can I figure out? And then, you know what? I looked at my full name, my initials, and I was like, you know what? There we go. Russell J.S. It's like Andrew W.K. or Louis C.K., So there you have it. I went from being Dr. Old School to Russell J.S. And I still have those videos up, the Dr. Old School days. And, the first few videos I made, when I was experimenting with YouTube. And it's been real fun, and I enjoy making these videos. I wish I can constantly make videos for you, but sometimes, I work. I work sometimes 5, 6 days a week sometimes, and I don't really have, I have to figure out a time when I can make the videos. But, I do have stuff in the works. The holidays are coming. We're going to be embarking in a new year. So who knows? The sky's the limit. At any rate, this is your old pal Russell J.S. always wanting to remind you to hit that notification bell for future videos. Hit a like if you like the video. Subscribe, leave comments in the box. Tell all your friends and family, work colleagues, and your pets. Remember to keep it real, keep it fresh, keep it chill. Keep listening to old school music, play old school video games, watch old school movies, watch old school TV shows, and get you enough of love, get you enough of peace, tranquility, less drama, no drama, less chaos, no chaos, less negative, no negative. Get you enough more positive and beyond positive. And as always, I like to wish you all Godspeed. May the force be with you always. And sorry, I'm very hopped up. Coffee and any kind of caffeine will do that. And always, I wish you all shakalaka kapow.